The Mumbai police chief has said that in cases of molestation or sexual crimes against minors, cases under Pocso should be registered only after recommendation by a DCP rank officer. The Mumbai commissioner in his letter also said that in some cases of personal rivalry, complaints are motivated. The NCPCR has objected to the Mumbai commissioner's letter, saying it will infringe upon the rights of the victim. So that's the story coming in from Mumbai. Is this move all about caution, or is it an obstruction in justice? Joining us to discuss this afternoon is Arvind Jain, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh, and Kumar Shelab, co-director of HUC, the Center for Child Rights. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Mr. Jain, to you first. Do you agree that a DCP officer nod should be a must before registering a case under Pocso? If so, why?
I don't know under what conditions this letter has been issued. There must have been a few fake cases. Fake cases must have been registered. I was reading somewhere that in housing societies against builder, all these cases are taking place. They are being registered false cases. But I think in such cases, drastic punishment should be given to the action should be taken against the complainant for lodging a false FIR instead of because this will be delaying the process of justice. First, ACP has to approve it. He has to go through it, and then he will send the recommendation to DCP, and then DCP will approve it, and only after his approval, a case will be registered. Generally, what I'm telling you regarding police department is that whenever such complaints are received, immediately the cases are not lodged. It is not like that within a minute or two they start lodging the complaint. They first inquire into it. They make some confidential inquiries and they find out whether there is some truth in it or not. If there is no truth in it, then they ask certain questions, and the matter is handed over to a senior officer, and he is briefed about it, and only then cases are registered. So administratively, you can say that this order has been issued so as to protect people from false cases, but legally it is not correct. Legally, it is not tenable, in my opinion.
All right, Kumar Shalab also joining us. Why do you think that this is a problematic move by the Mumbai police?
First of all, we need to understand how the journey of Pocso has come to be at this point of time. When Pocso was enacted in 2012, from 2012 to 2022, we all have been saying that reporting has increased. And thanks to Pocso and its provision, reporting has increased. Now, we have seen a setback when the death penalty was brought through Criminal Amendment Act. And then the reporting went back, it decreased because we work closely with children and the families. And they are not ready to, send the perpetrator to gallows. There the reporting saw some hindrance. And now we are talking of this. We have to see that Pocso is an enabling legislation. It provides a lot of cushion for victims' rights. And now, since the victim, and as my fellow panelists said, FIRs are not registered in a minute. A victim has to narrate the story at a police station level many times before the victim is sent for medical examination.
Yes.
And medical examination is a crucial piece of evidence. If there is going to be such long inquiry, we will be losing out on those crucial piece of evidence as well. And victim will be lurching and waiting that, when the FIR will be registered. And see, as the contention is that there are fake cases, the vulnerability of a child is vulnerable in all the situations, whether it's a family dispute, whether it's a property dispute, whether it's a domestic violence, the vulnerability of child increases multiple fold. And due to this vulnerability, a child may suffer. So the Pocso Act and the administration should provide that cushion, that enabling cushion, that space where a child and the family feels, the aggrieved person feels comfortable enough to go to the police station and lodge the complaint, not to shoo them away from going to the police station because now there is going to be a long inquiry. and the person will be asked again and again that what happened. So that's problematic in itself.
Yes, Mr. Jain, isn't that a big challenge when it comes to the police? How do you make the environment conducive so that these victims, the genuine cases, come forward to register a complaint and hope for justice?
No, generally, the attitude of police has changed in such cases. They are very receptive and they extend all possible courtesies, and they immediately start the process. But inquiry naturally takes place. And once a complainant comes to the police station and some senior officer meets the boy or the girl, they immediately come to know whether it's a fake complaint or it's a concocted case. The reaction of the family members who accompany the child and the way they are talking, the way they are behaving. So generally things are clear. So this much precaution is taken before lodging FIR against some reputed man who has good reputation in the society, who is a well-placed person. They try to understand first as to what has led to this complaint. Is there some ulterior motive behind it? Generally, it is done. But as fellow panelist was saying, that crucial evidence will be lost. He is absolutely correct. That crucial evidence will be lost if there is a delay from police station level to ACP and from ACP to DCP. Generally, you can brief your DCP regarding it. SHO can brief him. SHO can brief ACP that such complaint has come and it seems to be correct, and we are lodging FIR. Just keep them in picture, and that is generally done in districts also, not only in Pocso cases and other cases also where dacoity cases are lodged in which they name accused. Robbery cases are lodged in which they name accused. Police immediately knows that it's a false case and between tenant and landlord, and they are alleging that they barged into the room and they snatched my chain, and so many people were there. So generally such cases are not lodged. It is not only with Pocso, with other cases also, in rape cases also, in normal rape cases. Generally, we come to know whether it's a genuine case, whether it's a genuine case or it's a fake case.
Right. So the entire focus here should be giving justice to these victims and survivors. Mr. Shalabh, in such cases, bail is rare, and if the complaint is found to be false, the suspect is released. But the Mumbai top cop says that this process leaves the person's reputation tarnished and he suffers a lot. So there's a concern over there of false cases. Are there enough safeguards in the law to prevent that?
See, my only contention is that the process of adjudication, that lies with the courts, and the courts should be left to do their duty diligently. Now, whether the reputation is at stake or not, it's not just the person who has been alleged, the person's reputation is at stake. It's also about the victim's reputation. And it's not now hidden fact that sexual offenses are like, it's full of stigma, it's full of social barrier. A person needs to come through all of this stigma and social patriarchal structure to come over with and get to the report. So a victim's journey to get out of the four walls of her or his house to reach the police station is much more difficult than a person's reputation at stake. So I think we should focus there.
Right.
And if you look at Pocso Act, it's the provisions are very victim-centric. The processes are relaxed, and it also at the same time provides, and as the criminal trial, as the criminal procedure provides enough safeguard for accused as well, because it's a criminal trial at the end of the day. So the rights of accused person are also kept in mind during the trial. So that's not a point of concern which should be looked at this point of time. And victims' rights should be put at the center point.
All right, I'm afraid I have to leave it there. Arvind Jain and Kumar Shalabh, thanks very much for joining us and sharing your perspective on this story.
Thank you.